Hello, my dear children and parents. Welcome to Indus Valley Public School RAT e-learning classes, Class 8th. In this video, I'll provide you a revision video of lesson number 1. The Best Christmas Present in the World, written by Morpurgo. Children, in this lesson, before we start with, let us have the interaction of the characters that are present in the lesson. So your first main character is Jim Mcpherson. Jim Mcpherson was the captain of his regiment during the World War I in 1914. The war was fought between Germany and Britain. He was a young and ambitious man with etiquettes towards his job. Earlier, he was a school teacher from Dorset in England. He had a loving wife, Connie Mcpherson, although his demise took place as he never returned from the war and didn't write any more letters to Connie. Now, next character is the narrator, that is the author, that is Morpurgo. Narrator of the best Christmas present in the world is a curious and sensitive human being. The letter addressed to Connie that he finds in the roll-top desk arouses his curiosity. After reading the letter, he feels obligated to find the lady to whom the letter is addressed. He makes a special effort to locate her and visit her in an old age home. When Connie mistakes him for her dead husband, he does not shatter her illusion. Rather, he lets her believe he is Jim so that to give some comfort and pleasure to her. Next character, Connie Mcpherson. She is a mentally stressed wife suffering from the pain of separation. She is living in a false hope because her husband is not coming back from war. She loves her husband too much and waits for his return. She suffers from burns when a fire breaks in her house, causing severe injuries. Now next character, Hans Wolf was the captain of German troop. He was from Düsseldorf. Before joining army, he played cello in an orchestra. He was friendly and loved football. He believed that sports were a good way to resolve conflicts. Now, coming towards some of the difficult terms and their meanings. Roll-top desk, a desk with a flexible sliding cover, clumsily mended, something being repaired without skill. Brute force, that means violent force. No man's land means piece of land which falls in the middle of the borders of two countries. Parapet, a low protective wall at the edge of a trench. Thomas Hardy, famous English novelist. Far from the madding crowd, fourth novel of Thomas Hardy. Bathsheba, beautiful young heroine of Far from the Madding Crowd. Gabriel Oak, a farmer or shepherd who is the hero of Far from the Madding Crowd. Sergeant Troy, the villain of the same novel. Conservatory, a room having glass roof and walls typically attached to a house only on one side. Wicker chair, a chair made of wicker which is ventilated and useful under hot and humid conditions. Now, I'll brief you the lesson here. So he is the author who is already taking this drawer and is trying his force to take out the drawer, and finally he took out the drawer and he finds a letter. So here we go with the description. The Best Christmas Present in the World is a story by Morpurgo. In this story, the author buys a roll-top table from a junk shop, and to restore it starts working on it on Christmas Eve. While repairing it, he finds a secret space in the last drawer. In that secret space was a small tin box. He finds a letter inside the tin box written by Jim Macpherson, a captain of the English army, to his wife Connie. It was a narration of an incident that took place on the battlefield in 1914 on Christmas Day. The author began to read the letter. It was written by Jim Macpherson, a captain of English army, to his wife Connie. He had narrated a beautiful incident that took place on the battlefield on Christmas Day. It was Christmas Day, and the English and Germans were at war. Both the armies were in their respective trenches. All of a sudden, he saw someone waving a white flag from the German side. He heard German soldiers wishing them Merry Christmas. Some of the English soldiers also wished them the same. Surprisingly, they saw a German soldier moving towards them, which alarmed Captain Mcpherson. He thought it could be a trick, but the German soldier brought canned meat and wine with them. The soldiers were hugging and wishing each other. Hans Wolf, the German officer, shook hands with Mcpherson. Wolf told him that he was from Dusseldorf and played cello in an orchestra. Mcpherson told him that he was from Dorset and was a school teacher. Hans Wolf told him that he knew English and Thomas Hardy is his famous writer, or you can say favorite writer. In his book, Far from the Madding Crowd, he has described Dorset. Thus, he knew a lot about Dorset from there. Mcpherson offered him the cake sent by his wife, Connie. Now, we'll see how they have played. The soldiers played football together. After the match, all of them enjoyed the food and drinks. After all this, they parted back to their trenches unwillingly. Later at night, both the armies sang carols for a while, and then there was silence. He wrote that these memories are a treasure for his lifetime and hoped that the war will end soon. After reading the letter, the author decided to return the letter to Mrs. Macpherson. He went to her house in Bridgeport, Dorset, and found that it was burned. Mrs. Macpherson, 101-year-old, was inside the house at the time of the fire. The author comes to know that Mrs. Macpherson is in the nursing home. He finds her sitting on a chair there. When he called her Connie and returned the letter to her, her eyes lit up. She took his hand with eyes filled with tears and said that her Jim kept the promise. Also, she made the author sit beside her and talked lovingly for hours with him. She said that it is the best Christmas present. Now, coming towards the conclusion of the story is, the story states that war brings only destructions and sadness. In the world, only the path of peace will lead us to the happiness and welfare of mankind. So, my dear children, thank you so much. Hope you have understood the video and lesson number 1. If any doubt, please call me up. Thank you so much.